So I was having
Right.
dinner recently, and I happened to be with somebody who runs a large fashion outlet which aggregates fashion businesses. There was a guy who worked in e-commerce, CEO of an e-commerce brand. There was a guy who worked in electric vehicles. And I was sitting over dinner and talking to each of them, and they told me something has changed in India, wherein consumption has slowed down drastically in the last 1 or 2 quarters. The numbers seem to show that Amazon is only growing by, say, 5% a year.
Sure.
Flipkart is maybe growing at 7-8% or near 10%. But based on the fact that Flipkart sells electronics of high value, which seem to be going,
Yeah.
there is definitely a premiumization which is going on in the market where the top end seems to be doing well and spending more money, but the middle and the bottom are not truly participating in the cycle of consumption. So to the Zepto brothers,
Yeah, the Zepto
you
brothers.
cater to the middle more so than other people in your position. What do you guys see on consumption? I'm going to ask you about Tractus.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay, yeah. No, so look, I think what this generation gets that I think a lot of people haven't gotten, generations in the past haven't gotten, is that good service does not mean premium or luxury. Right? Good service is now like table stakes. Right? If you're not serving somebody well, that doesn't make you a budget player. It just makes you a player that's not seen very positively. So I think what this generation is going for is like good, high quality service at like a reasonable cost, right? At like a, on a budget, not necessarily something that you have to trade up for or something that's luxury. But they are more demanding in that way. Like they are not, just because they're getting something for cheap, they're not willing to go through shit for it, right? Like that's traditionally, if you look at consumption, past couple of decades, if you're getting something of value as a consumer, usually you have to fight for it, right? Like I love DMart, by the way, but DMart is an example, right? Phenomenal business, but if you want to buy their products, it's a pain, it's a fight, right? You stand in line, there's no proximity, you've got to drive there, right? It's crowded, cashiers might not be available. It's just not like a good feeling, right? That's basically the cost of getting products for cheap. And that's been the philosophy before. But now I think the way that this generation is thinking about consumption is how do I get that value, but do it well in a way that's served well. And so that's like our ethos a little bit.
Are you seeing a change in rate of growth?
I mean, the base is higher, right? Like we used to grow 100% a week.
Compared to
good
6
release.
months ago, how much are you growing at percentage-wise?
Going faster. With like, let's say, the same expansion rate and the same level of marketing, we're actually growing a little bit faster. Some of it is because of structural efficiency. Some of it is because our customer experience is constantly improving, right? Like that, always on improvement mode. But we're not seeing anything structural that's holding us back, like in
I
the
think
market.
those are more discretionary categories, right? Like fashion. The vast majority of the categories we sell are not discretionary. It's like a lot of the day-to-day that you need to just run your house.
Yeah, people perceive us to be discretionary, but actually, when you become a Zepto customer,
You don't do any consumer durables, right? No capital goods, no consumer durables. Nothing with a long shelf life.
no, we do. So we have home needs, right? Like everything from stationery to like
Yoga
very
mats.
basic apparel, yoga mats.
Kitchen utensils.
We do
and stuff.
electronics. So electronics is one of the fastest growing categories we have.
What is
right?
growing the fastest in electronics?
Within
We're seeing the D2C electronics, the boats of the world, the noises of the world.
yeah.
Those are growing really fast.
So you're competing with Flipkart there?
Yeah. I think
But
we-
not high
we-
value, like not on the super high value mobile phones and laptops and stuff.
Why isn't Flipkart doing this? Structurally, your model is... I know why Amazon can't compete, right? Because they have one centralized warehouse where all the sourcing happens. Amazon buy, hold the inventory, then sell, and Flipkart connects.
They both are the same.
Both are the same. Yeah, they're the same model.
But their story publicly is different.
Tactical difference, still the same fundamentally. To your question on why they aren't doing this, it's a good question. I don't know.
There must be a logical
See,
answer
in the
to
last
that.
2 years, the media or the general sentiment around our
Don't give it
model,
away.
yeah, has not been very positive. Like everyone has said, has written it off. Because globally also, most businesses...
You're talking
have-
about quick commerce.
Quick commerce. Globally, most quick commerce businesses have shut down by now. All the ones that went crazy in the zero interest rate 2020, 2021 era.
It's like retail in that way.
Most of them are shut down.
What distinguishes Zepto?
Execution, discipline, rigor, like a lot more. Like we operate that Six Sigma, like culture. Like that's at least what we aspire to be, right? Like if you read this book about Toyota,
Six Sigma Black Belt. G
Yeah.
created it.
yeah, we're trying to be like Toyota in that sense, right? We're a lot less, we're a lot more left-brained, we're a lot more analytical, a lot more disciplined, and like this business is about that. It's a lot of obsession with just better cost structures, like constantly improving it paisa by paisa, no silver bullets. So we've gone through this phase, right? 10-minute delivery is impossible. Nobody cares about 10-minute delivery. Phase 2, and then when we got past that, phase 3, 10-minute delivery will not make any money, which we're also getting past, right? But in that second phase,
At what scale does 10-minute delivery make money? What percentage of the population is using apps such as Zepto to shop?
very small, like
Very,
minuscule.
very small.
Basis points.
What's the number?
Like
It would be,
way
I mean,
below
like,
1%.
To give
Way
you the exact number, it would be like about today collectively 0.3% of grocery. 30
What-
bips.
What number does that have to go up to before quick commerce makes money?
0.35.
So you're close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a big part of how you make money, or is it more increasing the value of order?
Right now,
Multiple
it's more,
levels.
it's more that though.
Increasing the value
yeah.
of order?
Most
Is
of our
the
dark
value
stores are
orders
not making
organic?
money. It's a matter of getting more dark stores, launching more dark stores, getting them to that point where
Yeah, like
corporate
to-
overheads are covered.
To be honest with you, most of our stores make money today,
Right.
right? And yeah, like now people are starting to internalize that, oh shit, these stores are starting to make, throw up like pretty meaningful amounts of cash. But anyway, so like coming back to it, I think like, I don't know if people are still willing to pay. I think that inherent sense of frugality in India is still deep-seated. I think the problem statement is, how do you give them that experience without the cost?
Do you think the ecosystem got spoiled by cheap foreign money which came in and artificially discounted everything last 2-3 years?
100%.
100%.
100%. But not just
Well,
the customer. It's not even just about the customer. It's about the operators.
Yeah.
The operators got spoiled, not the customer. The
And do you
customer-
think a lot of what is happening is a factor of money becoming more expensive? I'm talking
In
about
the
the cycle.
discretionary categories, probably.
Inflation, high interest rates, money is expensive, less
In the
money in
discretionary
India.
categories you talked about, like the people you met in fashion or whatever, potentially.
I 200% agree with that. Like, that is absolutely what's happening. There's nothing structural if you look at the Indian economy that's pulling
changed.
anybody back. It's what's happening abroad that's hurting us. To that point, right? All dollars should come from India.
So if I were 20 and I'm trying to build a business for 20-year-olds
Yeah.
in your domain,
Yeah.
where do you think the gaps are?
Lots of gaps. I think from our vantage point, like on categories, like we're the fastest growing commerce platform in the country right now. And so we can see like all these different categories from makeup to electronics to like cold grocery. Like very boring answers is that there are commodities that should be branded that are not yet. There's
For
a big
example?
opportunity there.
What do you mean by commodities?
Like I would say dry fruits, basic example. There should be like a large scale D2C dry fruits brand.
Are you also
There should-
considering rice, atta, these are commodities?
Those were commodities until the Ashirvads of the world made them into brands. Right?
For atta maybe, not, for rice not yet, right?
India gave,
True, yeah.
There,
right.
So there are brands now in those categories, but the vast majority, I'm not sure how vast that majority is, but there's a fairly significant chunk that still buys loose atta, loose rice, and things like that.
So you're saying
That's a bit
one
of both.
opportunity to build is creating IP or branding basic commodities.
Again, the brand has to come from substance, right? If you just slap like a fancy logo on
Give
it,
me an example of substance.
Ashirvad.
What
It's
did they
just
do?
cheaper and it's better quality. They've perfected the supply chain, right? Through a lot of rigorous iteration, through a lot of boring process improvement and excellence, right? They've just created like this phenomenal supply chain of like, I would say, world-class quality control, and they're able to pass on some goodness to the customer in the form of lower prices and still print money. That's great, right? That's an unbelievable equation. So that's where the substance comes from. Now, if you take dry fruits and you put it in packaging and put a nice logo on it, you're
Fine,
not
okay,
safe.
point noted.
Hi, I'm Nikhil Kamath. I'd love to know what you thought of the episode. Comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.